People in Pakistan are allowed to have guns. I mean, you can have a... Can you hear that?
They are still shooting.
Especially this area. See? This was I hate this fighting.
That's scary. It's been 7 days since we stayed in a house of this amazing man that we coincidentally met.
Now when the toilets are here, this is not in use. You know?
So back in times when India and Pakistan were one country, Indians built here, people from this region built here this place where they used to take a shower, because in those times people didn't have showers in the house, and they would come here to shower during the winter and the summer. Now this place is slightly renovated, but you can see the ancient walls. Like which ages, when did they build this?
Well, in mid 1850s, 60s, something like that. That building now that is changed into school. That was also some Hindus place.
And this is one of the oldest Hindu villages, right?
It was both Muslims and Hindus both were here.
And they happen to be an amazing, nice, hospitable and welcoming people who invited us to this place, to this amazing room.
Right here, we have here our private room.
Except for our private room, they made sure we see the best of Abbottabad city. Walking through the city, filled with a lot of history, was just a great experience. People in Pakistan are allowed to have guns at home. And they often like to shoot on the weddings or on birthdays. He has guns and real bullets at home, and most of them are not even licensed. I mean, you can have a... Can you hear that? I mean, you can have a license, but most of the people can just get a gun like this without a license, because they say, if I have to shoot someone protecting myself or my family, then I will just throw away the gun. So, and most of the guns here in Pakistan are Russian guns, like AK-47 and all kind of things. What are you saying? Yeah, so be careful. Don't know what can happen, so just be careful.
You know, in our society, firing is, the symbol of joy during wedding, other occasions.
We do fireworks for that.
Yeah.
It is a big wedding
It
going
is,
on.
I hate this fighting.
That's scary.
You know, government had put ban on this firing,
In
but
Pakistan?
nobody cares.
In Pakistan?
Especially this area. See, this was Kalashnikov.
Yeah. You know by sound?
Yeah.
So it's not allowed to shoot, and they still shoot.
They are still
Yes.
shooting.
Government has, the ban is such that you take the bride to the jail, police station.
Yes. Oh, even the kid has a gun.
Most of our in our society, they are arranged marriages.
Is it common when cousins get married here?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you call them? Inbred.
Paternal cousins are not allowed to marry in Christianity, as I know.
Is it true?
Yeah, cousins are not allowed to get married.
It is the logic.
Actually, she is right. I mean, here there are a few places where they keep on marrying each other. They keep on marrying each other. They keep on marrying each other. So they keep getting retarded child.
So because of the DNA, it needs to be different in order to produce healthy kids.
You are more sharper when you marry when your parents are from different areas
Yes.
or different races.
Exactly, exactly. By the end of the day, we could admire this wonderful sunset. Sunsets are my favorite parts of the day. We enjoyed how the sun was glazing through the trees. With my heart filled with happiness and gratitude, I looked over the city. Right in front of us, a pearl of Abbottabad, the Ilyasi Mosque. The largest mosque in the city, with a very beautiful architecture. So far, my food experience in Pakistan is difficulties here in Pakistan to find food, and for 2 weeks I was very hungry because I don't eat meat. and I don't eat spicy. I hate spicy. And 90% of the meals and dishes here are whether with meat or spicy. And so far, all the food I got was extremely spicy. I can't tolerate spicy, and yeah, I just miss food very much. Most of the time people live with big families all together. Cousins, brothers, sisters, with husbands and wives, with their kids all together in one big house. And the cousin of our amazing great host invited us for the dinner. And we're twin brothers, and they had two amazing wives who prepared delicious dinner. And they made more than 12 meals, more than 12 dishes with local food. And also I was so lucky that in that family they don't really eat spicy food, so I could try everything. And they made so much food, and there was a fish, and there were broccoli, and the vegetables, and rice, and lentils, and beans, and so much of everything. That I had very nutritious meal that gave me this energy. When you brought rice, I thought that's it, and then you kept bringing.
Do you want to try some beans from there?
And they also have amazing sense of humor. I didn't feel comfortable filming people, but I wish I did because they're so funny.
Yeah, and now my older sister says that she's BITCH.
She's what?
BITCH.
What is
Bitch.
What was for that?
Could you please repeat for chicken record? What you just did?
Put it on YouTube. Put it on YouTube. That's how they serve each other. They're fighting. Believe me, everybody will see this.
I laughed so much that when I came back home, my cheeks are hurting because of how much I smiled and laughed. And it was truly the best evening in Pakistan. It was such a local experience with a family. So cute.
I also want to pet the birdie bird.
And we are ready to go next to the city of Peshawar, finally.
Celebrity, you know?
Thank you very much for
The main
giving
man
us amazing
of our house,
food.
you know?
We spent in Husam's house 7 days, and there was one very special person who would come every morning to turn on the gas heater for us so we wake up in a warm room. He would check every day if there are fruits on the table for me, because I don't eat milk and meat-made products, and I also don't eat spicy food. And he tried his best to cook the special food for me every day, like a plain rice or some lentils without any spices for me. But I really wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Here you go.
That was such a heartwarming moment for me. It even made me tear up a little bit, because that's always about travel. You become such a close friends with people, almost a family, and then you have to move on and leave them behind. I'll never forget your kindness, and thank you so much for opening the doors for me and for doing all the best you can to make me feel comfortable in your house. Thank you so much. Now we're waiting for our bus. In 1 hour we're going to Peshawar, and now we have time to enjoy with these precious creatures.
Oh, look at all of this. Look at all.
Bought us 2 tickets. We wanted to pay by card, but he bought us the bus tickets. He's so kind and nice. And there was a funny moment. The man counter asked if we have vaccination certificate, and then he said they travel the world, and now it's a problem to sit on the demo because of the vaccine.
Thank you.
See you. Thank you so much.
It was pleasure having you here.
It was pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
If you don't know who Hussein is, then please check out this video to see this crazy story about how we met. And after that, we only have 7 days left in Pakistan. We plan to visit Lahore and Karachi, and I hope to show you some really truly amazing places here. See you on the road. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and ring the bell to not miss my next adventures. And if you want to support my channel, you can always buy me a coffee. The link is in the description.